Hey, Marks. It's time for another Crimson Ring podcast. It's no DQ, which stands for no Dragon Quest, because we liked Final Fantasy better. I'm Nathan, and with me is Doug.
Thanks, Nathan. And you guys are listening to the most professionally unprofessional professional wrestling podcast in the game, featuring the undisputed tag team podcast champions of the world.
Hey, guys. I got it. I finally cracked it.
Sly, what's up?
I got it. You can call me Marty McSly, because I've just cracked time travel. And now I'm going to crack this. Timey lady.
What? Where'd he go?
Yeah, that was really weird. But this is episode 16, which means now our podcast can drive a podcast. I mean, our car can drive a car. I mean, our car can drive the podcast. I mean, I think I'm high.
Possibly. And that's okay. So let's continue. Are you allowed to do that when you're 16?
I mean, no.
I missed out on some good years. All right, well, moving forward or backward, I'm not sure what we're doing right now. Let's do news and Twitters.
Let's do the news.
All right. So there was a little bit of a Twitter thing. AJ Styles was asked about the Undisputed Era and caused a little feud between a possible club Undisputed Era feud.
I would love that if... But here's the problem with that, is that NXT classically has been booked as the Raw or SmackDown WWE training ground.
Yeah.
So I would want the club to come to NXT for like a takeover or something.
Oh, that'd be good.
As opposed to like, unless you're going to call up the Undisputed Era.
And would it hurt AJ to lose a match against Adam Cole, baby?
No. I mean, he's established enough that I don't think him losing any matches is going to hurt him.
No. And I think it would give Adam Cole a really good bump.
Yeah, I want to wait until Finn comes
that
back,
rub.
though. I want to wait because then it's 3v4.
Oh, yeah. But that's the kicker. So they go and take him on, and then when Finn comes back, that's when the club gets the win over the Undisputed
Okay, so
Era.
they start to... They feud,
Fan-casting.
but then the Era has the numbers advantage.
Yeah. Welcome to our ongoing podcast, constantly fan casting wrestling, because we're better writers.
Yeah. Bookers, brother.
All right. Speaking of bookers, this week, Eric Bischoff started his new role as executive director of SmackDown.
Yeah, and I think there was a definite...
It wasn't during the show, not this week. He started after the show on Wednesday.
Oh, well, I thought SmackDown really... I
the
thought
Town
there was
Hall stuff was great.
Yeah. The Town Hall stuff was great. We got Liv on there.
But then she's like, I'm going to come back as a different Liv.
Well, she said she was going to be real.
But I love the Harley Quinn.
I do too, but like, can you imagine if this is like a Karate Kid, Ralph Macchio thing, and we start getting like... I don't know who could... Well, Beth Phoenix has been around a lot lately.
No. Let's not use Beth Phoenix. Let's use Victoria.
Okay,
Victoria trains her. Yeah.
Lita.
Yes.
Lita.
I like that because of the suspenders and kind of her outfit.
Yeah.
She comes out with an attitude.
And she
Lita.
she's kind of like a Hardy-esque. I could see her as a risk taker. So Lita starts training her. We start getting like this weird Daniel-san Miyagi thing, and Charlotte is her Cobra Kai.
Huh.
We get this like underdog story of eventually at WrestleMania. And it also keeps Charlotte out of the title picture so we can get more stuff like Ember Moon and Sonya Deville.
I like that. They need to use Charlotte for that. Like, let's not have her in a title picture for a while and then bring it back around and then add her back in.
Right,
I mean,
but
I don't care if she becomes a 30 million time women's champion.
And she will.
Yeah, but let's, do it over the course of her career. Not just blow it all at first.
And I think this makes Charlotte still look strong because this person had to train for like 8 months to fight her. And you could have a wrestler at a couple different pay-per-views and keep losing but like getting better.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah.
Did you know Sean Spears got a new manager?
Who's Sean Spears' manager?
Tully Blanchard.
Really? I didn't think he was in wrestling. Like, I thought he had retired from wrestling.
Apparently, he's going to manage him.
Does that mean we might get Tessa in AEW?
I don't think so because Tessa signed a contract with Impact. And by the way, that match she had where it was an intergender match?
Yeah.
That was against Sami Callihan.
Well, that's why I didn't remember him, because I've blocked all Sami Callihan out of my mind.
I mean, Sammy went over, but I heard it was a great match, and Tessa got a really good rub on that.
No, she looked good. I watched some of the clips on the Reddits.
So, Braun Strowman inks a 4-year contract.
Yeah, that. I hope. Okay, we're all like either on the verge of something great or something terrible.
Why?
Either we're gonna get a new Attitude Era out of this, or AEW isn't gonna be able to live up to all the hype that everyone's pumping out, because it's not. One of the great things about the Attitude Era was that the internet wasn't as big as it is now. Like, it's not everywhere.
Right.
So you had to watch, and you talk to your friends about it, where now everybody can get online and find out what's going to happen in 2 months with all that. And I mean, there were dirt sheets then, but it wasn't as readily accessible. So if I could see Braun becoming the Undertaker in this Attitude Era.
Yeah.
So I think that's a good sign.
Well, I don't see that. I just see them using him as a big man. Maybe they'll use him eventually as like another Brock Lesnar, which wouldn't be terrible.
I would be okay with that.
We'll see. Kylie Ray, no longer accepting bookings.
Yeah, this one worries me, man. She still hasn't posted anything on her social media or anything like that. I don't remember who it was. I don't remember the promoter's name off the top of my head. Let me grab it real quick. But he was kind of like crappy about it, where he was basically like, well,
breaking news, according to the Reddit. Kylie Ray has been out of action. The situation has been kept quiet, but it is a medical issue, and she is expected back soon.
well, that's
And this is according to the Reddits.
the Reddits. Does it have a source on the Reddit?
It does not have a source on the Reddits. But, people are very happy about this because she's kind of been ghosting social media.
Oh, okay. It's from the Observer, Wrestling Observer. So that's a pretty legitimate source.
Well, I didn't know what WON was.
Wrestling Observer newsletter.
Ah, see? Okay. Yeah, and as you can see right here, just so you can see it, on the Road to All Out, it was informed. So on the YouTube series for AEW, the Road to All Out, that's where the Tully Blanchard stuff came into play.
So is he going to be an on-air personality too?
He's a manager. What do you think?
I like it. I like it a lot.
You like it a
Are
lot?
they going to make a Four Horsemen with MJF? Like a bad guy Four Horsemen?
Why would MJF be in it? Him and Sean Spears have beef, bro.
Do they have beef?
Yeah. Maybe this is a way for Charlotte to eventually come to AEW, and then they get Tessa, and then they have the female Four Horsemen there.
Who else are they going to get?
I don't know.
Does Arn have any kids?
No, they're just going to use Arn.
Because he's still good.
Yeah.
He's still the enforcer.
Mickey James, successful knee surgery. According to Nick Aldis, NWA wrestler.
Yeah, and
is he still champion?
No.
Okay, so he's not the NWA champion anymore? So many titles to keep track of.
I think it's Nick Gage is the NWA champion right now.
We'll look for that. Also, this marks the 31-year anniversary of the death of Bruiser Brody, which we will cover next week on a Spotlight segment, but I wanted to talk about it because it happened this week. It actually happened, was it?
Today, July 17th.
Was it July 17th today? Yeah. Sure. I don't know what the date is. Work screws that up.
Yep.
In other news, I found an interesting thing for wrestlers that have had over 100 pay-per-view matches. There's 11 of them. Okay? So do you want all 11 or just top 5?
I want all 11.
Okay. Let's start with 11. Rey Mysterio.
Yeah, I buy that.
104 matches. The Miz. 108 matches.
Yeah, that I find shocking.
Shawn Michaels. 116 matches. So 8 is Edge at 126 matches.
Yeah, he was everywhere for like 4 years.
And then number 7 is Chris Jericho with 141 matches.
Yeah.
This I found interesting. The Big Show, 142 matches.
Huh.
Yeah. Normally big guys don't get... And
Well, I
this
mean,
is,
he was around for like 20 years.
think about it, though. Stone Cold, like Bret Hart, all these guys, okay? All of wrestling, WCW, NWO, ECW, okay? Now we're going to go into top 5. Randy Orton, 156 matches.
Yeah.
John Cena, 160 matches.
But Orton's still active.
Right. Triple H, 169 matches.
Huh.
At number 3. So, top 2.
Okay.
Number 2, The Undertaker
Right.
at 171
See, I thought
matches.
he would have been 1.
Number 1, Kane, 174 matches.
So Undertaker's 3 away from tying the title, right?
Yep. Which, I mean, at SummerSlam, he's going to go 172.
And he's going to wrestle at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
He's going to do Elias at Mania.
So there's going to be other matches. You know this for a fact?
That's the current rumor.
The current rumor. Now, here's some notables, and I'm just going to throw them in there. And I'm only going to do ones that are currently wrestling, although I want to do the closest to being 100 is Christian, who's not active anymore. He's retired, but I think that's interesting.
How close is he?
3 matches away from breaking 100.
Okay, guys.
He can't. He can't.
He could come out and do like.
No.
Let him wrestle Hornswoggle.
Why would he wrestle Drake Maverick?
Oh, 24/7 champion, Raw reunion.
Yeah, I love it. All right, so we got Christian at 97, and then active wrestlers, Kofi Kingston, 95.
Yeah. Okay, so he's definitely going to triple digit.
Yeah, Dolph Ziggler, 94.
Yeah.
Do I want to count Jeff Hardy?
No, he's done.
Okay. In
He's
case
no
you
longer
haven't
around.
heard, he's had some issues with drinking.
Yeah, he had a public intox, which has already been settled.
Yeah.
They settled, but I think that the WWE is going to wish him best of luck on his future endeavors.
Yeah. Sorry, Jeff. But his brother Matt Hardy, still active,
Yep.
93 matches.
And almost back. He's healed from that surgery.
And then we got retired wrestler, so I'm not going to bring him up. I want you to just think about it. Fester in it. It's Kurt Angle. 87
I
matches.
thought it was going to be Festus.
And then Sheamus at 84.
And he's retired as well.
Sheamus is officially retired?
Yeah, he's done.
Oh, my God. Are you shitting me?
No, he has a lot of like health issues.
I don't even want to finish the podcast. So.
All right, guys. Welcome to a new podcast.
Just
It's a shame about Sheamus.
All right, JBL, 83. Not wrestling anymore.
Right.
And hopefully he comes back. CM Punk with 82 matches. I think it's going to be 83 after All Out.
Are you?
Yeah.
Is that you? Okay.
I'm
You
just
think
thinking it
he's
in.
gonna have a match at All
No,
Out?
I think he's going to show up at All Out, and after All Out, his numbers are going to start going up. So
Okay.
not at All Out, but we will see CM Punk at All Out. I'm going
Challenging
to
Jon
put
Moxley.
$5 on it
All right, I'll take that back.
to Doug, not to the whole people listening. But
Not to you for it.
I mean, you know what? If like 2 people email me, I'll give you $5. Like,
All right, first 2 people to email Nathan,
Yeah.
and that's at DraftyQ.
I hope it's not a bill collector. I try
Okay.
not to pay those.
All right.
Yeah, there we go.
Other news.
That's
I got some news. I guess
good because I got tired of reading all this.
R-Truth and Drake Maverick are both at the San Diego Comic-Con.
Yes, it's gonna be great.
Yeah. So I assume we're gonna get some wacky hijinks on Raw
You think so?
or social media. I mean, I don't know, but they have a camera crew following him around. So
Oh man. Oh, what if that guy that plays Deadpool pins him?
what? D-Pity?
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, how would that work? Like, what if somebody just like straight jumps him?
I think they have to be wrestlers.
Okay, so not just anyone.
Yeah, it's got to be a wrestler.
Also, Kofi Kingston and Becky Lynch are both there at the Mattel booth, debuting new
she-
figures.
She's cheating on Seth.
Yeah. But it's funny because he's a champion and Becky gets with winners.
I
I did it.
Kofi's actually a very good married man, and then he's got like 3 kids. So
Yeah.
Let's not joke about that. That's not funny.
Okay, I apologize to you. To
no,
Kofi.
let's apologize to Kofi.
I apologize to you, Kofi.
Yeah, there you go, Kofi. It's all settled.
Yeah.
Now, Seth.
We don't care about Seth.
Yeah, you're not a champion no more. We forgot about you.
Yep. Not until SummerSlam.
All right, let's move on. Well, let's not.
No, you don't think he's gonna be?
I'm Terry Term.
Whoa, what the fuck? Sorry, guys.
Seriously? Put your phone on silent.
I thought it was. It did that the other day. It keeps going off randomly.
Yeah, man. I thought we were dropping the whole Terry Turnbuckle thing anyway.
Yeah, I'll take care of it.
So you deleted the app.
I will.
Okay.
All right, move on. Let's do this.
Hey, you have a spotlight.
I do, as promised. I have a spotlight on Jimmy Del Rey, the guy that scalped and then blamed Tatanka.
That's so.
It's so weird,
God.
right? Okay,
Yeah.
so let's find out about this
I
dude
feel about it.
that is so weird.
So Jimmy Del Rey,
Jimmy Del Rey.
he was Nails, right?
No,
Oh,
he was
okay.
not Nails.
Brooklyn Brawler, right?
Pretty close. Pretty close. He was the Gigolo.
I don't even remember that wrestler.
It was like earlier 90s, like 93, 94. So,
Okay.
real name, David Everett Ferrier,
All right.
born 1962. November 30th, 1962, passed away December 6th, 2014. He was trained by the Mighty Yankee and debuted in 1985 as Jimmy Richland, which a lot of people thought was his real name for a long time. In the late 80s, he joined Championship Wrestling from Florida, which is a preceder to Florida Championship Wrestling, as Jumo Kenya, and later changed his name to Jimmy Buckland, where he formed a tag team with Brett Sawyer, known as the Playboys. He later joined Smoky Mountain Wrestling, where he replaced Stan Lane as one half of the Heavenly Bodies with Tom Pritchard. He was given the name Jimmy Del Rey, and was billed as being from Delray Beach, Florida. The Heavenly Bodies were managed by Jim Cornette and won the Smoky Mountain Tag Team Wrestling Championship on three occasions. Cornette's also the one that gave him the nickname the Gigolo. When Cornette went to the WWF in 1993, he brought the Heavenly Bodies with him. They made their first televised appearance on August 9th on an episode of Monday Night Raw. At the 1993 Survivor Series in Boston Garden, the Heavenly Bodies faced the Rock and Roll Express for the Smoky Mountain Tag Team Championship.
Heavenly Bodies. So like the Body Donnas?
Not exactly. More
Was
like
a
the
joke.
American males.
Ah, I gotcha.
That
was a joke.
Yeah. Yes.
It was a wrestling joke.
And if you don't get it, then you need to listen more.
GTFO.
No.
Oh, or listen.
GTFI, get the flippity flop in.
Okay.
All right. Though the Rock and Roll Express won, the Heavenly Bodies defeated him after Del Rey smacked him with Cornette's tennis racket.
Those tennis rackets.
In the Survivor Series in 1994, they took part in a 10-man Survivor Series match, teaming with Bam Bam Bigelow, Tatanka, and King Kong Bundy as part of the $1 Million Team. They were defeated by the team of Guts and Glory, which was Lex Luger, Mabel, Atom Bomb, and the Smoking Guns, which was, Billy and Bart. The Heavenly Bodies made several appearances in ECW as members of Raven's Nest. And Del Rey later joined World Championship Wrestling as Jimmy Graffiti, taking part in the 3-ring battle royale in the 1996 World War III. He remained in WCW until a knee injury forced him to retire in 1997. After retiring, he worked as an instructor at Steve Cairns' Floridian Professional Wrestling School for several years, training wrestlers such as Buck Quartermain and Steve Madison, and managed a new tag team known as the New Heavenly Bodies. Del Rey later retired from training wrestlers and started a hardwood flooring company known as Farrier's Fine Flooring, Inc. in Tampa, Florida in March 2006. In September 13, he registered another flooring company name called Farrier's Flooring, Inc. He died on December 6, 2014, suffering a heart attack while on the wheel of his truck. And then, of course, there was the incident known as the Helter Skelter incident. And I'm not sure why it was known as the Helter Skelter incident.
Because Charles Manson was involved?
No, that's why. I mean,
Wait, where did it happen at?
in Anaheim, California.
Where did the Charles Manson stuff happen? It was in California.
Yeah, it was, but it was like not in
It
90s.
was in like Beverly Hills, wasn't it?
I'm not sure.
We
This
are
is
not history buffs, folks. We're going to look it up. PPR, get on that. I just found out that Shawn Michaels had a match with Jimmy Del Rey July 24th of 1995.
so that in WCW.
Shawn Michaels never wrestled.
Yeah,
in
that's why I'm
WCW.
confused because he was in '95. He was in ECW.
I don't know. I'm just telling you what I'm reading.
That's weird. All right. So
We need to look this up.
yeah, at a WWF house show in December of '94, a female fan was spotted at a hotel bar with both Tatanka and Jimmy Del Rey. The next morning, blood had been speared all over the hotel walls, and the female had half her head shaven. It was alleged that Del Rey had drugged the female with Halcyon and sexually assaulted her.
Well, that guy's a piece of shit. But let's go to a story that has a dark beginning, but a brighter ending.
Oh, well, then tell me about it, Big Smooth.
All right, so Lacey Evans, born Macy Estrella Cadlick,
That's correct.
was born on March 24th, 1990. That made me feel old. To addicted parents. Lacey had a disturbing childhood and even battled depression. After her mother left when she was just 10 years old, Evans and her siblings lived a transient lifestyle as her drug-addicted father looked for construction work. Lacey said this about her childhood. We traveled a lot, so I honestly lived in a tent for a while in Alabama and Louisiana. I spent a lot of time in Texas. I grew up all over the South. My dad just kind of followed construction. Between drugs, it got him in and out of trouble, so we were traveling a lot. And I was never anywhere for long. Evans candidly revealed that her father was physically abusive. My father had a very bad temper and was very cruel. While I was growing up, he was physically abusive. It created lasting problems, and this is something as a family that we dealt with constantly to this day. Evans' father died of a drug overdose before he could see her realize her WWE dreams. But Lacey is lucky in love. She got married to her high school sweetheart, who has been a huge supporter of her. Lacey and her partner have been together since she was 15 years old. Her husband is a general contractor and works for their construction company. Lacey and her husband are parents to a cute little daughter, Summer Estrella. Am I pronouncing this name right? I keep feeling
You
I'm
are.
screwing it
You're
up.
super. It means star.
Really?
Yeah.
Little fun fact there. Summer is currently at the age of 6. Evans is a veteran of the U.S. Marines. She served as military police officer with a special reaction team, a specialized unit similar to SWAT. That's interesting.
Yeah.
She enlisted at age of 19, served for 5 years, earning a bachelor's degree, and starting a construction business while on active duty. Evans was also introduced to wrestling while in the Marines through a staff sergeant who promoted an independent shows on the side, who first invited her to a show and then booked her to wrestle him in the main event of the second show she attended. She trained and began her career on the independent circuit in Georgia. She started working for the WWE and their NXT developmental tour in 2016. She also participated in the inaugural Mae Young Classic. After feuding with Kairi Sane in NXT, Evans debuted on Raw in December of 2018. On December 17th episode in 2018 of Raw, Evans was advertised as one of 6 NXT wrestlers about to move to the main roster. She lost to Natalya in a dark match in January 7th of 2019 tapings of Main Event and made her official roster debut at the Royal Rumble, entering the Women's Royal Rumble at number 1 and lasting over 29 minutes, eliminating the Iconics before she was eliminated by Charlotte Flair. After that, Evans repeatedly appeared on Raw and SmackDown and pay-per-views to interrupt various segments and matches by walking out on stage, waving to the crowd, and leaving.
And that is why I did not like her.
Shortly after WrestleMania 35, Evans was drafted to the Raw brand as part of the 2019 WWE Superstar Shakeup. And from there, we kind of know that she just went right into a feud with Becky Lynch.
Yeah.
Though I don't feel like she's super polished.
But I mean, she hasn't been doing it that long either.
Yeah, she hasn't. So I think we should still, kind of sit back and give her a chance. It's not like we're going to give Baron Corbin chances, but let's give Lacey a chance.
Did you know, side note, fun fact,
Don't-
nothing to do with Lacey
It
Evans.
better not be Baron Corbin.
It's super Baron Corbin related.
Go ahead.
Did you know he was the linebacker for the Colts?
I disbelieve.
I mean, okay, that really probably only affects 4 people, and 3 of them are in this room right now. But we're okay. I'm gonna pull back the curtain a little bit, guys. We record in Indiana. The Colts are our hometown team, and they're usually a pretty classy.
Only a couple of us enjoy the Colts.
Edit.
Okay,
Freaking Packer fan.
you're a Packers fan?
So is the Cobb.
Edit.
Anyway,
Yeah.
for a
Guys are
classy,
fucking this all up.
Whatever.
but for a classy team like the Colts to have somebody like Baron Shithead Corbin on their team.
We've had other fiends.
All right, welcome to our new thing, casting the Colts. Let's move on.
G1 climax?
Yeah, okay, guys. So we have had 4 official days of the G1. So we've had 2 rounds for both the A and the B block. So I thought I'd give a quick little rundown on where everybody stands and where they're at, where they won. The first match of the A block was on Saturday, July 6th in Dallas, Texas, and that had Okada defeating Tanahashi, Kenta defeating Ibushi, Sonata defeating Zack Sabre Jr., Bad Luck Fale defeating Evil, and Lance Archer defeating Will Ospreay. July 13th in Tokyo had the first B block matches, which had Goto defeating Jay White, Ishii defeating Jeff Cobb, Shane's favorite wrestler, Toru Yano defeating Naito, which I thought was that was the big surprise for me.
Yeah.
Naito losing in the first round. Moxley defeating Taichi, and Juice Robinson defeating Shingo Takagaki. The A block then had a match that Sunday on July 14th featuring Kenta defeating Tanahashi, Evil defeating Ibushi, Okada defeating Zack Sabre Jr., Will Ospreay defeating Sonata, and Lance Archer defeating Bad Luck Fale. And then Monday, the 15th, was the 4th round of the matches with Juice Robinson defeating Goto, John Moxley defeating Jeff Corn on the Cob,
Shane's favorite wrestler.
yeah, Ishii defeating Jay White, and Taichi defeating Naito, which means both Okada and Moxley are 2-0, and Naito was 0-2.
Huh.
Which I thought Naito was going to be the one to take it this year. Naito versus Okada, Wrestle Kingdom.
No, baby. It's Okada and Moxley.
Yeah.
That's my predicament, baby. I'm gonna pronounce it, and I'm gonna say that's gonna be the match.
Now, Kenta.
That's the inner Dusty Rhodes right there.
Kenta is also 2-0, so maybe we're going to have something there.
I don't know. I feel like that New Japan's gonna really pick up on this Moxley thing.
I mean, they already have. Have you watched any? Are you watching any of the side videos with him and Shooter?
It's good.
Yeah, it's good stuff. It's all on YouTube, guys. Just check out John Moxley Shooter.
Yeah.
There's I think 4 different videos now. Also, side note again, I learned in researching G1, Shooter, the young lion, is Red Shoe's son.
Yeah, you mentioned that right before we started doing this. I think that's awesome.
Yeah.
I like that a lot. And I just okay, so Moxley is doing a little bit of everything right now. He's not settling down because he was he was in a really bad relationship
Yeah.
for a long time.
He felt trapped, and now he
Yeah.
wants to spread his wings.
And fly like an eagle. And now he's doing all this stuff with New Japan. He's doing some stuff with AEW. I want him to just bounce around for the next couple of years
Yeah.
because when we get that Moxley sighting, it's beautiful.
Yeah, and it's everywhere. He's like Bigfoot.
But we see him,
Yeah.
so he's not like Bigfoot.
He's like Waldo.
He's like a shooting star.
Okay. He's like a Estrella.
What?
That's a callback to the Lacey Evans thing.
She's a shooting star?
Well, her last name is Star.
Oh, yeah, you got me there again. Damn.
I know, I'm good.
There you are.
I'm quick with the zingas.
Zing, zing. All right.
Finger guns.
Let's talk about SummerSlam because we got some matches announced for SummerSlam, which I think is kind of early, but is it?
I mean, SummerSlam is one of the big four, so I'm guessing they want a lot of build-up.
Well, you know what's good? It's not the same weekend as All Out.
No, it is the
They
weekend before.
Don't want to get their
2 weeks
asses
before.
kicked up to their ears because that's what's going to happen because All Out's going to be amazing.
But I mean, there's a takeover that weekend, and there's a New Japan thing.
Doesn't matter. All Out's what matters that weekend.
Well, I'm just saying the
I mean,
WWE.
Takeover's still good, but the problem is it's going to be on Saturday at the same time as All. Like,
Right. So
let's talk about SummerSlam.
okay.
We have matches set for SummerSlam. I got 3 of them for you.
Okay.
We got a rematch, kind of. I guess it's a rematch. It's a rematch from WrestleMania 35. It's Brock Lesnar, champion, versus Seth Rollins, Universal title rematch.
Yeah.
I just don't know how I feel about it. I don't know if I want to see Seth with the belt again. I sure as shit don't want to see Brock with the belt again, but I'm not mad that he cashed in.
I am a little shocked about that. Like, I really thought that he was going to cash in on Kofi for that Fox buzz. So, are we going to get a new unified title?
No, I don't think they're going to do that.
Well, then Brock has to drop at SummerSlam.
Dude, I'm telling you, I listened to a podcast with Eric Bischoff on it. He's very much like you shouldn't split brands. That's why things fail. Like, the brands are going to stay split, and they need to be. There shouldn't be SmackDown and Raw pay-per-views. They should just combine them, let the championships get defended on pay-per-views, and certain specialty matches. That's what keeps things fresh.
Yeah.
That's me saving wrestling. And I do it time and time again if you just listen.
Countless times. Like 7.
And that's countless because I haven't been keeping track, and apparently you have. So stop. So it's countless. Raw Women's Championship, Becky Lynch versus Natalya. So it's going to be in Canada. And that's Canada, but I like to call it Canada. Is Natalya going to get more of the cheers than the man?
Here's the thing. Natalya is from Alberta.
Yeah, Calgary, Alberta, Canada.
Right.
And this is in Toronto.
Right.
Ontario.
Which is Ontario.
I know my Canada.
Right. So I don't think she's going to get all the pops.
Okay. Because has the man lost some of the go-go juice?
Maybe. But if I can fantasy book for just a second on this match.
I mean, we do it all the time.
I mean, I was leading into it. All right.
I'm sorry. I shouldn't have stepped on your gown.
All right.
I apologize.
If you remember a few months ago, back like in November, October, Natty and Becky were good friends. Kayfabe. I mean, they're good friends in real life, but on the show.
Most all wrestlers are.
Well, they've been friends for like 15 years. Like, she was, like, when she was Rebecca Knox, and then in the Indies, like, Becky and Natty were friends. Okay.
Right.
They were friends on the show. Natty basically dropped her to become best friends with Rhonda.
Well,
Natty sided with Rhonda when Becky started attacking them in that tag match, remember?
Yeah, I remember.
So there's like a whole story we could do here about how, like, Natty feels like Becky doesn't deserve it. Becky feels like Natty turned her back on her and she doesn't need her now. Or it could be one of those things where, Natty always sides with who's ever popular, you know.
Well, this is Natty's time to shine, brother.
No, her time to shine was in 2015.
So you're saying that it's too late?
I think it's too late. I think that this is not the feud that Natty will win. I think that she'll get a title run towards the end of her career, like the thank you title run.
Didn't she get a title run just a couple years ago for the SmackDown Women's title?
But
didn't she defend it against Carmella or something like that?
Okay, I rest my case.
Was that last year?
No, it was 2 years ago.
Was it 2 years ago?
Yeah.
Okay.
But we're going to have Becky fight another blonde girl. I mean, that's all she's fought.
Okay. There's a big difference between Lacey Evans and Natalya. Natalya's a heart. Like, she's a polished wrestler.
Natalya is a Neidhart.
Still a heart.
And
so she's both. You know,
she's
a Neidhart and a heart.
Like, she's a much better wrestler than Lacey, but it's still just Charlotte, Lacey, Natalya. Like, Becky keeps fighting the same type of person. I would have liked for somebody else to win that.
Yeah, she needs to fight Shayna Baszler.
I would love that.
I know you would. That's why I said it.
No, I'm in. Can we change it?
We don't have that power. Yeah. But I do have some good news because here's a match I am over the moon for. SmackDown Women's Championship, Bayley champion versus Ember Moon.
That's a great one. Kind of came out of nowhere, though.
Yeah, but Bayley's been, on the Twitter machine.
Yeah, she was
challenging every female wrestler in SmackDown.
Twiddling every girl on SmackDown, except for Charlotte. Did you notice that?
Charlotte's had her time.
Well, I just thought it was great that she
Charlotte's too busy making Google eyes at Andrade.
Yeah.
What's his name, Doug?
CN. Andromeda.
Almanos? Can't pronounce the whole
Edward
thing.
James Olmos.
I love it. All right, it's Andrade.
Yeah, that's what I said. Okay. Andromeda Olmos.
Yeah, but did you notice she was making some eyes at Andrade during the town hall?
Yeah.
He was making them back. It's cute. I'm glad that they're both happy. I'm really happy.
Are they
going to
play it up and have those two fight?
I don't want them to. No. Don't do that. They have two separate gimmicks, two separate careers. I don't want to see a combination just to make a heel team. Selena.
What if this
Zelina,
becomes a storyline and Zelina gets jealous?
Yeah.
And then it's Zelina versus Charlotte. What if they just start using Charlotte?
I don't think Charlotte could even carry her because she's a shitty wrestler.
She's an actress.
Yes, she's not a wrestler.
But what if they start...
And she doesn't like us talking.
Yeah.
Because we're just a couple of
yeah.
And if episode 10 were to ever come out, you would know that world. But, PPR doesn't believe in releasing episode 10, so technically this is episode 15, in my opinion.
All right.
It's 16 with no 10.
Welcome to the Quinceañera episode.
I love it.
You're welcome.
This is our quinceañera?
This is our quinceañera.
That's beautiful.
I got you this cake.
It looks delicious. Why is it purple?
Because that's your favorite color?
I do feel royal sometimes.
Yeah.
Barry would love it.
You are the William Regal of the podcasting network.
Shout out to Barry.
Hi, Barry. How are you? I'm also good. Thank you.
I'm glad he answered you.
Yeah, he answered me. Well, I just assume he's listening and then responded. So then I responded with him.
I assume everyone's listening.
Yeah.
All the time.
Yeah, we're the Funimation of podcasts.
The Funimation of podcasts.
Yeah, you should be listening.
All right, I love it.
All right, we have way sidetracked. There is one more SmackDown match or SummerSlam match that you didn't talk about.
Well, I just looked at their website, so.
Well, okay, heavily rumored. I guess not completely confirmed. The Fiend, Bray Wyatt versus Finn Balor.
Everything I've been reading says that when Bray took Finn out, that put him out, and it's not going to be a match.
My stuff is saying he's going to go till SummerSlam.
You're saying your sources are better than my sources?
I'm saying our sources are the same sources, so I don't know how we're getting two different information.
You're saying I'm not processing the information better than you?
I'm not saying that, but that's what's happening.
All right, well, fuck it. I guess we'll see what happens.
All right. I'm calling it now. He's calling it now. One of us is going to be right, and one of us is going to be wrong.
You know what we're not going to be wrong on?
What's that?
Kofi Kingston versus Randy Orton.
No, and that's going to be good.
Is it time for Kofi to drop the belt?
No.
So
4 more years.
I hear voices in my head.
4 more years. 4 more years. I think this is what's going to happen.
I don't want Kofi to lose the belt.
I don't want Kofi to lose the belt.
But if he does, I want it to be to Big E.
Yeah. On the first episode of Fox's SmackDown.
Yeah. The ultimate heel turn.
Yeah. Because they're going to have to do something big. I think what's going to happen is Brock's going to lose the title back to Seth. Kofi's going to beat Randy. And then on the first episode of Fox's SmackDown, Brock shows up and takes the title from Kofi.
Okay.
That's my prediction. My armchair wrestler prediction.
All right.
I'm Terry Turnbuckle.
What the fuck are you? No.
That
Why is that
doesn't
a
make any
thing?
sense.
Okay, seriously, just delete the app and we won't have to deal with that crap anymore. And unplug your phone from the mics when they're hot.
Sorry it happened.
Yeah. Be professional, bro.
Yeah, I'm a little bit perturbed right now, but I'm not going to be perturbed. Doug,
What's
you had
up?
an interview.
I did have an interview.
Actual interview.
I did. I had an online interview with Girl Hebner, Aubrey Edwards, current ref for AEW. And she was like super cool about it. She told me I could ask her anything. So I thought I'd do this new segment. Let me ask you 5 questions.
I just want to say, I love her as a referee. Like when she's in there, she's super serious, and like she does like when like there's like a 2 count, like you know what's going on.
She is the first referee, aside from, and I forget his name now. Who's the one that joined the NWO in the 90s?
Oh shit.
Charles Robinson?
No, it
No.
was not Charles Robinson. It was Nick something, right?
Yeah. All right, we're going to edit this in so it sounds super professional.
Like
and
we know what we're talking
Yeah.
about. Yeah.
But she's the first ref I've cared about in 20 years. Okay. All right. So this is a real, actual online interview where questions were asked to Aubrey Edwards, and Aubrey Edwards answered those questions. Nick Patrick. That was his name. I
Yeah.
totally just remembered that off the top of my head. So
Thanks for saving the show, Doug. Appreciate it.
that's what I do. All right. So I'm going to be reading the questions. Our producer, PPR, will be reading Aubrey's answers.
Wait, is he gonna do it in a girl voice?
No, this is a real legit thing, so we're going to treat it seriously. I know we're a comedy podcast, but this is a legitimate Aubrey Edwards interview, probably the biggest thing we've had on the show. Thank you for taking the time to do this with us today. What got you into wrestling, and how did you end up becoming a referee?
The first time I watched wrestling was WrestleMania 27. I didn't know anything about the character or the storylines. My friends and I were watching purely because The Rock and Stone Cold were hosting or something. That was apparently the spark that got my husband back into it. He watched as a kid. One day I get home from work and he says, "You need to see this thing that happened on Raw." He showed me the CM Punk pipe bomb. I hadn't realized until that moment that wrestling was just another form of storytelling. Then, once the Daniel Bryan stuff started to really take off, I was completely hooked. I never once had the thought of joining the business. I was completely content being a fan. My husband started wrestling at our local indie, and I really enjoyed cheering him on. I had also been dancing for about 20 years, so most of my focus outside of work was on that. Through a series of events, I found myself retiring from dance. I didn't realize until it happened, but performing was a major outlet for me to express myself. And losing that caused me to fall into a deep depression. It was right around this time that the ref team at 321 Battle told me they were auditioning for new referees and thought I might be a good fit. So I tried out. I sucked, but I stuck with it. 2 months later, I made my debut, and now I'm here. It's been kind of a wild ride.
It certainly has. Second question, what's the typical referee exercise plan look like?
For workouts, I do a lot of weight training, 3 to 4 days a week, and a good amount of interval training. I also try and fit in some yoga 1 to 2 days a week. I need to be able to keep up with everything in the ring with some of the most athletic performers in the world.
What's the best match you've officiated, and did you realize it while it was taking place, or were you too in the zone to take it in? As a follow-up question, has any spot made you genuinely mark out during a match? I see refs jumping around a lot to sell a big spot, but I don't know how much of it is genuine.
Sometimes during a particularly great match, I'll say to myself, this feels special. A great example of this is Cat Power versus Nicole Matthews in 3-2-1 Battle, who faced off in the finals of our women's tournament. More often than not, I'm so in the zone that I don't really think about how the match went down until I watch it back afterward. As far as a markout moment, in April 2018 at Defy, I reffed a match with Tommy Dreamer through a series of events. He ended up kissing me. At that moment, I'm like, this is a totally logical thing that plays into the story. But I'm also like, holy shit, Tommy Dreamer is kissing me. What is this life?
In a similar vein, what has been your favorite match to referee so far in your career?
Cody versus Darby at Fyter Fest is probably my favorite match. I know that just happened, so that's probably not the answer you were expecting to hear, but I've been working with Darby for a while, and it was really awesome to watch him shine on that stage and to be a part of it. I have a lot of matches that are tied for my second favorite for lots of different reasons. Here are a few that stand out. Daniel Maccabee versus Bambi Hall, 3-2-1 Battle. Tommy Dreamer versus Randy Myers, Defy. Matt Riddle versus Artemis Spencer, ECCW. Lacey Evans and Bianca Belair versus Io Shirai and Dakota Kai, NXT Live. Cat Power versus Nicole Matthews, 3-2-1 Battle.
Now, our interns, the Mark, recognized you as that fan they saw sobbing during Daniel Bryan's retirement speech. I guess there's no non-rude way to ask this, but were you attending that Raw as just a fan reacting genuinely to a sad moment? Less sad in retrospect now that we know he's okay. Or as a stunt granny of some sort?
Those were real tears. I've never attended a show as a plant. I hadn't actually started training at that point. Daniel Bryan is my favorite wrestler, so it was a sincere reaction. I'm an ugly crier, and I guess the camera's like that. My friends use this GIF to harass me regularly. You can find that GIF in our show notes.
And since it's been such a pleasure, I'm going to ask you a bonus question. Can you tell us more about your cats?
I am the proud mom of 2 cats. They are sisters and litter mates, roughly 12 years of age. Bailey has the face of a kitten and is the softest cat of all time. She is capable of being so adorable that she can make me do anything, and it's both wonderful and annoying. Sometimes she poops on the floor. Nikki is a crotchety old woman stuck in the body of a cat. She basically complains all the time unless her basic needs, like the bed being made, are met. She hates everyone except me and my husband, but to us, she is the sweetest cat in the world. Sometimes she poops on the floor.
Well, Aubrey, thank you so much for letting me ask you 5 things.
Thanks for all the questions. I had a great time.
All right, that's cool.
Yeah.
While that was going on, I did some research.
What kind of research did you do?
Well, okay, so you know F5 for the Fallen, Britt Baker had a concussion,
Right.
from the match. Apparently Aubrey lost some earrings.
Really?
Yeah, it says, while hurriedly leaving the venue last night, I somehow lost one of my earrings. I've had these guys since my very first match, and they've been with me for the 461 matches after that. Best value I ever got for $20. Thanks for the memories, or thanks for all the memories, R.I.P. And then Britt put on there that the next pair is on me, Ref Aubrey. But, I mean, that just goes to show that,
She's loved by everyone.
yeah. So I thought that was kind of interesting. And I thought I had something else here I was reading. Well, I was just kind of going through her Instagram.
Girl Hudners?
Yep. And it was interesting. Like, I mean, I don't know what it's like to be a ref on the indie scene because like I said, I really don't know a lot about her career, and maybe we can do a spotlight on her sometime.
Yeah.
But she's just employed with AEW, I think.
Well, she is now under a sole contract with AEW. She worked
Okay.
with 321 Battle in the Pacific Northwest Oregon area before this.
So she's never ref like for WWE or anything like that.
She
right?
did. Yeah, she did some of the Mae Young Classic and some
Okay.
NXT matches.
All right. Have to check that out.
Yeah, she did the first Mae Young Classic, and I believe the second Mae Young Classic. She did a couple of matches.
There you go. I did it. I got back.
Where the hell did you come from?
I came from 2001, man. I was like, I had the beer, Tommy Lady, and then all of a sudden, I'm in 2001 in Hollywood, California.
What were you doing there?
I was on the set of Spider-Man, starring
Spider-Man.
Macho Man Randy Savage.
I don't think it was just starring Macho Man, but that's a wrestling reference. So
I
that's
just saw him and my buddy Bruce, and I thought, hey, you know my friends over at the Crimson Ring? They'd probably like an interview.
Really?
Yeah, so I got this tape of
what?
me interviewing Randy Savage.
What are we going to do with a cassette tape? PPR, can we even use this?
Yeah, buddy, you can do it.
I can make it work, but what the fuck, Sly? You didn't have your phone on you?
I didn't have any service. It was 2001.
You don't need service to use voice memos.
I don't know how things work, bro.
Just give me the
well.
tape.
I'm just the world's greatest actor / craft brewer.
All right. Well, thanks, Sly.
Yeah, thank you, buddy.
So I guess we have an interview with Sly and Macho, so we'll cut to that.
Is this thing on? Yeah, all right. We're good. All right. Hey, Macho. Hey, Macho Man. It's
Hey.
me, Rocky Balboa.
Can I help you, brother?
It's
Why are
me.
you shoving this thing in my face, man?
I thought maybe you'd like to talk to me, Sly.
Look, man, I don't know you. I don't know anything about you, brother, and I don't know why you're trying to shove this tape player talk boy thing in my face, man.
It's me, I'm John Rambo.
Who?
I'm Mike Cliffhanger. I was Cobra. I was Terrio and / Short Cash.
I'm still very confused. Wait! I know who you are!
You do? That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Stop or my mom will shoot. I love that movie.
Dude,
Yeah.
I'm never gonna get away from El Still Getty, I'll tell you that.
Who could?
She got a set of gams, though, I'll tell you that, brother.
I'd drop an elbow on that.
So I thought maybe you'd let me talk to you for a minute.
All right. I'm going to let you ask me 3 things, brother.
All right, it seems pretty important.
Yeah.
You got any of them Slim Jims I can have?
Slim. I don't need no Slim Jims, brother. I'm a vegan.
I don't know what that is.
You think you get muscles and pythons like this by eating Slim Jims, gross parts of the cow? No, man, you don't get that. No, you know what you do? You get cream that rises to the top, brother. Just like that, man. That's how we roll. Yeah. Look, man, sugar is sweet and so is honey, and the Macho Man is always on track. And I don't eat Slim Jims. I just do it for the paper.
All right, yeah, I get that, man. One time I took a job for that, too. I ended up working with Wesley Snipes, you know? All right, second question. I was talking to my buddy Bruce Campbell. He said, a lot of lady noises coming from your side of the trailer, you know what I'm saying? You giving her the Midnight Cowboy?
That's just me and my girlfriend, brother. We're just hanging out, you know, passing the time, working out, you know.
It wasn't. Sounds like those were exercise noises.
Yeah, it's stay out of my personal life.
All right.
I don't want to talk about it.
I think Nathan and Doug are going to be mad if I don't ask at least one wrestling-related question. So,
How great was it to be the champion? Yeah, it was good. Yeah, wrestling for the Intercontinental title against Tito Santana. You know, you should watch WrestleMania 3. Probably the greatest match, said the fans back in the day, brother. They watched that on the video scope, and yeah, I lost, but you know, I want it back because I'm the Macho Man.
well, that wasn't what I was going to ask. I was going to say, I once fought Hulk Hogan, too, and I found him to be kind of
How
a
dare you
pushover.
bring up his name in front of me, man? I don't like that guy.
What's your beef with Hogan, man?
I got problems with him, man. I got real problems. The madness takes over when I talk about Hulkamania. Yeah, I don't like that guy. Don't bring up his name again. I'll drop a bow on you.
All right, man. I guess that's 3. I just want to say, you seem like a real down-to-earth guy, and I feel like we can hang out.
Probably not, man.
All
I
right.
hang out with champions like myself, so I just spend a lot of time hanging out by myself.
I was like 8-time boxing champion, you know?
Yeah. I don't know what you're talking about, man.
It's all right. It's real fighting. It's
Yeah.
cool. It's not the bad like you guys do.
Whoa. You ever heard of Bill Dundee, brother? I've
Yeah,
smacked that
the
guy
guy,
once with a gun. Fractured his jaw, man.
the crocodile guy, right? Yeah, this is not a knife. This is a knife. It was a pretty good movie. Yeah.
What are you talking about, Crocodile Dundee, man? I'm talking about Bill Dundee. Pulled a gun on me. I took it from him and smacked him in the face with it, brother. So
Yeah.
it moves balls.
You know, I did that
The
on the set
madness
of
took
First
over.
Blood. Hey, buddy. You ever in 2019? You look me up. It's me. I'm Sly. I mean, I'm here right now, but I won't know you now. I'll only know you then.
Why wouldn't I be in 2019?
Because, and then, you know, with the earthquakes and the wildfires, and it's just, there's like,
I got a prominent rap career coming up, man.
hey, buddy, if you're ever in 2019, maybe I'll put you on the set of Expendables 12.
I don't know what you're talking about, man.
The biggest
Yeah.
grossing franchise of all time that stars 18 guys that should have been stopped working 5 years ago.
I plan on being in all the Spider-Man movies, all 15, brother. This is going to be my big show.
Yeah, you're really going to like the one where you fight the purple guy. I'll tell you that.
Look, man, get out of my trailer. I'm sick of seeing you, bro.
All right.
Go.
Hey.
I got stuff to do.
Hey, it was all right. Just be cool. I'm getting out of here. I got to go back to my time anyway. I'll tell you what, bro. If you ever get bored and a little thirsty, try this Tommy Lady.
Thanks, man.
Hey guys, I think that's the end of the interview, so I'm just gonna like hang up on this, and I'll see you guys back in the studio. All right. For whatever the name of that podcast is, I'm Sly. Brought to you by Tiny Lady.
Okay, yeah, that was just weird.
Yeah. So, do you want to do the Big E saga?
Yeah, I guess let me get in the zone. Like that really kind of took Slim Jims.
Dude.
All right, guys. Chapter 4. And if you'll remember at the end of Chapter 3, Big E Langston had just captured the Intercontinental title.
Yeah.
The Big E Saga, Chapter 4. Big E, of course, had no intention of facing Finn at Survivor Series. He wanted to use the teleportation powers of the Intercontinental Belt to spend time giving foot rubs to the love of his life, Becky's mom. Unfortunately for the modern-day Heracles, the Hell in the Cell buy rates had arrived in Stanford, and Vince declared that there would be no chance in hell of a sabbatical. The King of Kings had also been watching Hell in the Cell on his throne high atop Full Sail University. A strange mixture of feelings swam around in his bearded head. He should be happy that one of his pupils from NXT was drawing this hard. He should have been there with a hearty handshake and told him how proud he was. But pride in another was not within Triple H's abilities. Big E was over. He was too over. And this could not stand. No one could be more over than Triple H. Summoning his harpy beloved, he whispered a message into her goblin ears and sent her shrieking off into the night. The next morning at the SmackDown venue, the New Day was called into Vince's office. He informed them that there would indeed be a Survivor Series match against the Bullet Club. Not only that, but Kofi was scheduled to face Daniel Bryan. It was then that Stephanie hopped off the shoulder of the elder McMahon and squawked, "But it's not all bad. Xavier, we're giving you a title shot tonight." Shocked but not stunned, the ever-clever Xavier stated that he did not wish to battle his comrades in the New Day. "Oh, that won't be an issue." Then, coming from the shadows, was the 24/7 champion and 205 Live general manager Drake Maverick. "Tonight, you'll face Drew Gulak for the Cruiserweight Championship." Just then, the door bust open. "What's up? Y'all seen Rockstar Spud? Vince dropped his steak rack and shoot him out of the door. Drake materialized from behind a potted plant. It'll even be the main event. See you latesies. And then he pried open a vent and shimmied into the air ducts. SmackDown rolled on and the main event approached. Xavier began his pre-match ritual of reciting all the Power Rangers as Big E gave him an airplane ride. The match went phenomenally, and Woods was able to capture the gold. He was the new Cruiserweight Champion of the world. Then, dun, 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 the Beast Incarnate, Brock Lesnar, appeared on the ramp and ran down, cashing in his Money in the Bank case. He delivered F5 after F5 and sent Xavier Woods to Suplex City. It went on for nearly 25 minutes. Xavier Woods' body lay in pieces around the mat, and the Beast stood smiling. Your new Cruiserweight Champion. Next week, Fallout.
What? I don't even know how to react to this. So, Brock Lesnar cashed in the cruiser or his Money in the Bank contract.
Yeah, it's good for
On
any
Xavier?
championship.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
Wow. And Stephanie McMahon's a harpy, so that's awesome.
Yeah, I mean,
There's
I
no
just
way
read
she
this
can
stuff.
fly straight.
I just
don't
read this
see it.
stuff.
All right. So, I guess we're all done. So we got to do plugs. Let's plug it in.
All right, you guys can find me at Woodscale1
You can find me at Big Smooth on the Twitter
with the ED.
on the end. You can also follow the Crimson Ring podcast on Twitter.
We've got a Crimson Ring podcast at Crimson Ring Pod.
That's right. And if you're looking for more things to listen to, you can follow the Drafty Quarters podcast network at DraftyQ on the Twitter as well. And you can email the Drafty Quarters podcast network. That's draftyq@gmail.com.
Yep, because sometimes Twitter is hard.
If you're Doug.
Yeah, if you're an old man.
So let's queso this ending up.
Well, before we
Well.
queso it up, I do want to again give a sincere thank you to Aubrey Edwards, and I really appreciate her allowing us to read that interview. And she was one of the genuinely one of the nicest people I've met doing this podcast.
Yeah, and we truly appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Okay, yeah. Now I'm all for the cheesy ending.
All right.
I'm Terry Turnbuckle, and your turnbuckle term of the day is sentient.